Howdy folks, TJ here. Have you ever received a rogue package in the mail or from UPS or FedEx or whoever your current carrier is, and you go, did I order something last night? Did I order something the day before? Where's this package from? Who's it from? I get those once in a while. Of course, I live with my wife, so she buys stuff too, but this one had my name on it. And I read the outer box and it said Terra-Master. I go, did I order something else from them? Because you know that I did a number of videos, 3 actually, on the Hybrid D5 not long ago. That sweet little direct access storage device, or DAS. Did I order something else? No, I didn't. But supposedly in my junk mail, I did receive a message from them. I had to go back and trace it down saying, hey, they enjoyed the videos that I made, and they've sent me the D8 Hybrid to review, which is really cool because, you know, a lot of times there's these big channels that have super gurus that know insides and outs of these devices. I'm more of a common bloke, like you, like me. I'm just a dude at home that may be a little bit more techie than some, less than others, but I use technology like the stuff behind me in my video here. Lots of monitors, lots of computers in this room. I'm a nerd. I will admit it. I love nerdly things. I was part of the best computer generation of the 1970s and 80s when everything was fresh, everything was new, and I love tech. But I'm not super techie at the same time. I enjoy and I read up and I get knowledgeable about things to a certain point, but then I don't go overboard about it. I just want to make sure the device works, connects, and does what I need it to do. Everybody in this world, including you, probably has storage issues, right? You have all these pictures that you take, all these videos that you make. If you're a YouTuber like me, all these videos that you make, you start running out of space really quickly. If I was to count, I probably have 10 to 20 separate little hard drives in this house because over time, I'll buy this 2 terabyte. I'll buy this 4 terabyte. You think it's going to last forever, but it doesn't. And you have all these devices, data all over the place. That starts getting old after a while, unless you're good at labeling things, and I'm not. So I needed something, and that's why I purchased the D5 a while ago, because with YouTube, it takes up a lot of space. Every video that I do has all this media that goes along with it, and I don't want to lose it. And then, of course, life. My wife loves music. She downloads a lot of music. There are 2 different things that you can basically buy. Well, more than 2, but if you want to keep organized, there's a DAS, which is what I gravitated to. And then there's a NAS, which is a network storage version of it that lets you see it over the network. I do need to get myself a new NAS because there are some things that I'd like to serve throughout the house. But for my video work, for my pictures, for my music, I prefer just a good old DAS. I wanted to have a high storage capability in one place that had everything I needed. So I thought the D5 for me would be perfect. It has 2 bays for what they call cold storage, basically SATA drives that you can get the biggest that you can afford and slap 2 in there, and you can RAID them together so you can have a backup of everything that you're doing. So if one drive fails, drives do fail, that you've got a backup that you can switch over to. Or in the case of a RAID, you stick a new drive in if one of them boogered up, and then it copies over all the information and makes everybody whole and happy again, so you don't lose all that data. But there's only 2 of those bays in the D5. Then there was 3 NVMe slots that were hot storage, things that you needed quickly, like an NVMe SSD type of drive where you're doing video work, you want quicker access, quicker storage, they're much quicker. So for my video work, between an iPad and the MacBook that I have that's not behind me, and the Mac Pro, I've got an older MacBook, I've got the Mac Pro there. They call them a trash can Mac, but I call it a thermonuclear reactor because I think they look cool and it works great for me. In my home little office studio I've got behind me doing all my video work. So that seemed like the perfect solution, and it is working great. In fact, I have this little booger behind me. This is what the D5 looks like. It is rugged. It looks great. It has been working perfectly for me. I did 3 videos from unboxing to setup to use and speed and how things are going. Everything's working wonderfully. So all of a sudden a surprise landed in the mail. This box. In another box, but this box says TerraMaster. And I said, did I order something? And I did. So I did find out later that they sent me one because I think they saw my videos, and I'm a cheerful bloke. I enjoy technology, and they probably say, hey, this is just a dude that's like a lot of other people in the United States and world that I'm not super computer guru on DASs and NASs, but you can tell he knows a little bit, probably a little bit more than others and less than some. You know how that goes. But he loves doing what he's doing, and maybe this newer model, the D8, would be a benefit to him. So they sent it to me, and I'm going to do some reviews. First review is an unboxing. So I'm going to do an unboxing now. It is very similar to the D5, but bigger, badder, meaner, and it may be... And I'm finding that it may be the one that I switch over to and then gravitate my little D5 over to my wife's Mac Mini, which serves our pictures in the house, serves all of our video stuff in the house, and is that general computer over there. Let's open the D8 model, and we'll chat about it. I wrote some notes down as well. And then in a future video, we'll do a first setup. I do need to buy myself some more drives, I guess, now. I didn't realize I would have to do that, but I do. Because you're running out of space. And we'll tell you why this D8 model is probably the one that's going to serve this whole area in the back and the whole home. So let's look at the box. So the TerraMaster boxes come in a nice basic box. Says TerraMaster Data Storage Master on it. And let's open it up. Oh. It's always nice getting surprises, right? And I was quite surprised. I was confused because I go, did I buy some? You know, when it's midnight and you get tired and you start looking at websites, you go, oh, I would like to get one of those, and you got your wallet next to you. It's amazing what you'll buy. So inside the box, everything is nice and packed. I'm going to lean over here and pull some stuff out of the box. And then we'll look at things closer. So inside the box, and it's a very nice idea. They put a little finger hole so I could easily tug this out. I'm guessing this is just like on the D5. It's the AC adapter, maybe a little booklet. The device itself came in a very nice wrapped protection on each side. Don't want to drop this. The bag's a little slippery. It came in its own little plastic baggie. And one side's got a little tape. Taping this little bad boy shut. And I really love the design of my little D5. So this D8, I'm curious to... it's like the D8 ate a little bit more than the D5 and got a bit bigger. Okay. I'm going to show you first. Here's what the front of it looks like. One side. Other side. Which, each side. So this side, and then I'm looking at how to set up. So there's a little sticker on it. And this one talks about, I think, 24-hour support. Here's the bottom. Appears to have some nice rubber feet to keep things quiet. And these things are whisper quiet. I mean, I am a loud person. I'll admit it. I'm Italian and Portuguese, so I tend to be lovable, kissable, and I like kissing, and I'm loud. Anyway, let's show you the back. Yeah, so if you ever come over my house, if I kiss you, don't be surprised. Here's the back. So it looks very similar to my D5. My D5, can I hold them both up at the same time? The D5's a little heavier. Oh, jeez. Let's see if we could do this. I've got my pictures. I don't know how clearly or unclear this is going to come in, but we've shifted around a little bit. You can see it is girthier, bigger, meaner. Okay, let's put this other one down before I drop it and then lose all my data because I dropped it. You can see it looks the same. It's just wider. It's got 4 bays. Why is that a good thing for me? Because I'm finding with a MacBook Pro, an iPad, another computer over here that has its own storage needs. All of them could be on different operating systems. All of them could have different formatting. This device is very capable at looking at different formats, whether it's NTFS or Apple's APFS. Everybody's got to have their own thing, right? This has got 4 bays. What's going to be cool about that is 2 of them, I believe these 2 here, I'll have to look at the booklet, but the 2 here are a RAID. RAID, you can set it up as 0 or 1, or you can set up everything as just a bunch of drives. I like having a RAID. So in these 2, for my mission critical work, and I'm going to have to check and make sure the bay pointing at the right ones. Mission critical work means you want to have a backup. And so I am going to make sure that I RAID 1 it. So I've got this perpetual backup that I'm protecting my data, protecting my videos. And if you hear a dog in the background, there's nothing I could do about it. I've got dogs, and I put them out, and she's probably going to bark here for a while. Other 2 bays are singles. So what's going to be cool about that? I'm on a Mac ecosystem here in the house mostly, although this is a Linux box. I've got Mac, and I've got iOS and iPad OS. So I've got all sorts of things. These single drives will be nice in that I like taking I can't afford to do this over the internet storage. If you want to be extra safe, you make a backup, and then you make another backup, and then you keep a backup off-site, right? I've never been one to back up off-site. I can't afford doing that. But I like taking a drive of most of my mission-critical data, periodically taking that drive and putting it in a fire-safe box. Because I live in California, there are fires here, and hopefully the box can survive whatever fire, if one happens to come through. Lord, hopefully not. And then you have a backup. It's not off-site, but it's in a fire-safe box that hopefully you can take that drive and then be able to rebuild your digital life after the terrible event. So I like to think that I can plug it. I'm going to go out and buy maybe a 20 terabyte SATA drive, which I think is huge now, but in a number of years from now, they're going to be up to, 50, 100, I don't know. But I'm going to take one off-site. Well, my off-site is in a fire-safe box, and have a backup that I can use Mac's built-in backing up software. There is backup software, Backup Buddy, I think, for Windows, but Time Machine is what's used on Mac. This box will work perfectly fine with it, and make a master backup on one huge drive and take it elsewhere in a fire-safe box. So I like having the idea of having these extra single SATA drives, because SATA drives are cheaper. You can buy a big, huge one that's got a lot of data storage capability for cheaper than an NVMe device. Which this box then has the same little, like I showed on the D5, there's a slit here in the box. This side panel comes off and reveals 4 NVMe slots. You can plug in for the fast media that you want to access, the hot storage. So this thing's got 8 bays, basically, 8 total. 4 NVMe, 4 SATA type of drives. So I'm now thinking that this is going to replace my D5. My D5 is going to be moved over to my other desk over there, which is going to do something separately. These are not NAS, so it's not network capable. This is a high-speed DAS. You can also, if you own a NAS and you are running out of space, isn't that the life story? We're always running out of something. Running out of bread, running out of butter, because you want to bake something, and you're running out of data space. A common thing. So, yeah, I think I'm going to really utilize these extra bays that are on this side. This side, again, was the portage. And I haven't even looked yet, but it looks, I think, identical. You've got a power port. You've got a USB-C port. You've got the little selector switch that lets you select and tell if you want it to be RAID 0, RAID 1, and then little text and stuff. This is a big fan hole. If this is anything like the D5, it is so quiet it's like 20 some odd decibels. I can't even hear it. in the back here, I can't even hear what's going on with it. So it's very quiet. And this device looks like a tank. It is wonderful looking. Okay, so that's what the device looks like. Little bigger, little meaner looking. And I'll put this one here, and I'll put the little brother next to it. And it's heavier because I've got drives in it. We've got this box. So let's look in this box quick. And then I'll read off some info, and then we'll close down this unboxing video. So inside, AC power cord adapter unit, similar to my other one. No idea if it's got the same ratings as the other one, so I don't want to mix them up. The other end of the power cord, it comes with a USB-C cable. That's very nice. Some screws. I'm going to try to lean off camera here because sometimes the focusing thing focuses in on a face and not the drive. But it provides you some screws. I'm guessing that's for the SATA drive. And some paperwork. Let's shift through the box here and get everything together. Oh, it's got the little screwdriver. That's for selecting the little selector switch on the back. I like RAID 1. I'm perfectly fine for a common everyday bloke like me to be on RAID 1. So it comes with some stickers to keep yourself organized, so you can label drives if you so wish. That's a nice little addition. And then booklets. The booklets, some of it, this was the TPC backer-upper software. I'm not a Windows guy, so I don't use this. I just use Time Machine that's built into Mac OS. Here is a TerraMaster limited warranty piece of paperwork. And then like the other one, a lot of times they give you a quick little installation guide and then a QR code that you QR code it, and then you can go download the PDF of the manual. That's pretty common these days. So, very cool. So, let me read off to you what this is, and then we'll close it down. You can buy it now. It's $299 on the TerraMaster website, which I'll put the link down below. So, they call this the Hybrid D8. That's Data 8, D8. It's 128 terabytes. I mean, I used to use drives that were 5 megabytes. 5 megabytes back when hard drives were first invented in the 70s. We're now talking 128 terabytes of storage. Of that, 96 of it is going to be hard drive storage. So you can put 4 24 terabyte drives in the big bays for a total of 96. Then the other side is 32 terabytes in the NVMe type of hot storage. So a total of, what's that, 32? So you can put 4 8 terabyte NVMe memory devices in there. Wow, that's a lot. And this is a hybrid device. So why do they call it hybrid? I think it's because you've got hot storage, cold storage. You've got RAID capabilities on some of the devices. And it's not a NAS, but it's a very high-speed, directly connect to your computer device for people like me that maybe don't need necessarily the network capability. I'm not sharing it with tons of people. I do need to get myself a NAS, though, I want to start serving videos in the house. So hopefully one of these days I'll get a newer one than what I've got. The one that I have is a different brand, Zyxel, and it's been working fine, but it is quite old and slow and clunky. So again, hot and cold storage, and that's good for me because I do my direct video editing from the NVMe slot of my D5. So I do my higher speed video editing there, and then I can back up to the SATA drives and then have a backup of everything that I need. That's how I'm using mine right now. USB 3.2 Gen 2, so it's a USB-C type of port. They call it a 2+6 RAID mode. So what that tells me is, and I'm pretty sure 2 of the drives, which I think are these 2, are your RAID slots. And then these other 2, and again, I'll have to grab the book and confirm, but the other 2 are single drives. And then the 4 NVMe slots are all singles. So you've got 2 RAID and then 6 singles. And you can utilize those singles however you see fit. If you want to use your Mac OS and set up one of them as a backup, a master backup of everything, then I'm sure you could probably do that. At least that's what I'm going to attempt to do on mine later. 10 gigabits per second is the speed. So plenty fast for me, and that is very fast compared to most devices out there. Old drives that I have, they're kind of old and slow and clunky, kind of like me. You can expand your NAS. So if you've got a NAS and looking at one of these devices going, do I either get a new NAS or do I just add extra data storage capability to my existing? So you can use these devices to do that. Backup Buddy, again, is for Windows, or use Time Machine if you're on a Mac. USB capabilities, it can go back to as old as 3, 3.1, 3.2, and 4. Thunderbolt for your Mac people, 3 and 4 it's compatible with. The modes are JBOD, which is, just a bunch of disks. Single, RAID 0, or RAID 1. I like RAID 1. That's what works for me. It's very cross-platform. Just to list a few: NTFS, APFS, FAT32, and APS+. And there's some other ones listed on here, too. So it's got a lot of capability. Is it a NAS? No, it's a DAS. Direct Access Storage, which is great for what I'm doing. I just need to centralize my data. And even with my little D5 here, which was doing pretty good, I have a couple of 4 terabyte drives in here. Here's my thinking. I'm going to buy my first 20 terabyte or maybe 2 10 terabyte SATA drives and put them in the RAID 1 setup here. And then these are going to be a couple of singles, whatever size I need pertinent to a computer or a list of computers that I want to have access to them. And then the NVMe will be my hot. I need to do my video work directly to, maybe I'll get my first 4 terabyte NVMe. The most I have in this house is a 2 terabyte at the moment in another computer and a 1 terabyte. So maybe I'll get my first 4 terabyte NVMe device, put it in here, get a couple of 10 terabyte SATA drives, set them up as a RAID 1, and then do a future testing. We'll see how it goes. I need to bring up some scratch to be able to afford all this. But thank you very much, TerraMaster, for sending me this. It was a nice surprise. So have a great rest of your day. This is the unboxing video first. Later on, I'll make a first setup video. It should be very similar to the D5. Very plug and play. Very toolless, other than having to take that, I think, a couple of screws off to slide that back tray off. And then you slide the NVMEs in. The SATA drives, simple. It's all toolless. You slap them in. These little guys just pop open and pull out. I mean, it's that simple. And then you've got these devices here that can easily plug and play with your SATA drive. So you can take them in and out quickly. I mean, it's a common, everyday man, easy. Don't, keep it techie, but as techie as you want it to be. You don't have to go overboard if you don't want to. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you, TerraMaster, for sending me this. More reviews and more videos to come about it. Bye.